Hi folks, welcome to 2-minute networking tips for business success. Leo here. I want to pose a question to you. Are you being memorable? Now you might say, what kind of question is that? What's that got to do with business networking? Well, to tell you the truth, it goes back to the basic premise behind our identity in business. You see, the reality is if you're not remembered, why should they remember your goods or services? Think about that for a moment. You need to find a way to create something of a persona when you go networking. Find and build a reputation around an item or something that you can do on a regular basis that can be then linked to you. In my case, it's easy. I'm bald. How can you miss that? Now, there are a few bald guys running around, and there's plenty of those I meet from time to time in networking, but there's not too many with a combination of this bald head and a cheerful smile. Now, that's not the only thing I'm remembered for. But the thing is, that's what people see first, and it's a good start. Now, on the other hand, people find other types of ways to do things. I've got a really good friend of mine who's an architect. Lovely, lovely guy, and he's developed a very, very interesting way to be remembered because he's a pretty posh dresser, and he always wears these fancy bow ties, all different colours, all different sizes, and people always remember him, and they're a huge talking point. Another good friend of mine who's a photographer always wears a hat. And you know something? You go to a networking function and the first thing you want to see is him and find out what sort of hat he's wearing this time round. And people remember him for it. The key to building something of a reputation and a persona helps people anchor to you and your goods and service because of the things that you are remembered for. So think of a way that you can be remembered for on a regular basis by the people you meet at networking functions. Ladies and gentlemen, please understand that this can be hugely beneficial to your business because the better you're remembered, the better people will remember your goods and services. Cheers, happy networking, and I look forward to talking to you again soon.